All right, I guess we're getting started,
right.
and we will start off with introductions. I am, like I up there, X but you can just call me Haz. I am a moderator on the My Little Pony subreddit, and as is Linker.
What did you have to check your name?
I didn't.
Okay.
I was letting them see.
All right. I am the Linker. I'm also a moderator. I've been a moderator for about 2.5 years, I think. And I also make videos and make pony heads bop up and down.
I'm Potluck. I've been an administrator on the My Little Pony main chat Discord server for about 3/4 of a year now. I do art and I moderate. That's about it.
I'm Cloudhop. I'm one of the princesses on the Discord chat. I helped build SweetieBot, which is our chatbot for the server, and then I came up with the idea for this panel, so Midnight isn't on here even though it's his server.
And I am Kokatsu. I am an admin for MLP Forums, I think the largest pony forum on the internet right now.
All right. So this panel is about different types of communities and how to moderate them. And on this panel, we've got a subreddit, a live chat, a forum, and somebody who isn't here.
That's going to be the most interesting part.
So if the FimFiction person shows up, we'll talk about FimFiction, but if he doesn't, we'll fill all the time that he was supposed to be here by complaining about FimFiction. But just to get started, so for Discord and Skype and IRC, these are real-time chat, and in general, there's a lot of differences between having to moderate a chat that's going 1,000,000 miles an hour and having to moderate a subreddit where you have, usually things aren't that bad, are they?
No, they're usually pretty slow.
Yeah.
On our subreddit.
Except for on episode days, and it can be crazy.
Yeah,
A little bit.
and on a forum where people are making posts and it's generally more contained. So,
Oh, there.
Oh.
Extras, I think.
oh,
There we go.
you showed up.
We don't have to bash
Every panel always
we don't
has
have
at
to bash
least one
FIM
lay
after
person.
all.
I'm disappointed that nobody is playing Welcome to the Show right now.
Except
I guess we're doing another introduction.
Hi, I'm Alex Straza, film fiction moderator, and I drove very fast to be with you today.
All right. So different kinds of communities are better for different kinds of things. And one of the things we like about Discord is that it's great at responding to the episodes. Because one of the problems that the subreddit usually comes up with their discussion threads is the discussion thread turns into how fast can you press your F5 key. And Discord is a live chat, and it's great. So everyone gets in one room, and we all just freak out about like Flurry Heart and her freakishly large wings or whatever.
Spoilers.
Plus the addition of voice chat rooms and being able to have multiple voice chat rooms, create them on the fly or create new channels on the fly when we need it, allows us to very flexibly moderate and make the channel modular for when things change. Like when Star Wars came out, we were able to modulate things to fit it so that people could talk about Star Wars, the new Star Wars movie, without like exposing other people to spoilers and stuff like that. So Discord is very modular like that, and it works well with having a large community and shifting between topics.
What? That's outside. Unfortunately, Discord is not the best place to share links. The best way that we've figured out to do that is to make like a dedicated link posting channel, and then you just like dump all your pictures there. Because unlike the subreddit where you just have a nice list of, this is the most awesomest picture right now, and it has like a gazillion upvotes. Discord is like, well, there's the picture, and there it goes. Okay, that was cool for 5 seconds.
Yeah, with Discord, things can get lost in the chaos, whereas with the subreddit, things that are popular float to the top. They rise. Whereas on Discord, it can get lost really easy, especially if it's popular, because everyone's like responding to it at once. So.
But speaking of links, so that's what the subreddit's good at.
Yes. And subreddits are kind of like forums. in that it's on the internet. You have users all participating, sharing links, commenting on stuff. But they definitely function in different ways. Reddit places a bigger focus on content than necessarily discussion, though discussion is still an important part of Reddit. People can submit pictures or any other type of link, or even self-posts where they just submit a text to discuss. And people vote on those submissions. They can give either upvotes or downvotes. And the more upvotes a submission has, the better chance it has of reaching the top of the subreddit. And the more points a submission has, the longer it will stay at the top of the subreddit, the longer it will be able to be viewed by other users and be able to be discussed by other users. So it's not like forums where you can have a single submission at the top for however long you want. Like you can sticky submissions, but that's usually only for announcements and stuff. But typically submissions are only at the top of the subreddit for about a day or so. And then people can comment on those submissions, it's a big part of Reddit. And unlike forums, where you have each comment is just linear, comments on Reddit are chained. So you have like parent comments, and then people can reply to that parent comment, and that is a single comment chain. And it makes it easy to, sorry? Yeah, easy to follow them. So you can keep track of one specific comment chain pretty easily. And it just makes it easy to follow.
So, how about forums?
Forums. Similar to subreddits, but not quite. Our stuff, we have a list that's kind of subreddity. It's the most active stuff goes to the top of the list, and as stuff stops being talked about, you stop seeing it as much. We don't have upvoting and downvoting. We have bro hoofs. You either like it or you don't. Doesn't matter. There's a lot more, in my experience as having used subreddits before, there's a lot more lengthy conversations and more adult conversations in some areas, like not like mature conversations. Because we have like debate pit and stuff. We got a bunch of different sections. So we got like the debate pit. There's all these serious talks, and then we got the forum games and stuff. Count to 1,000,000. Just sit there and post a number. Then hit F5 as much as you can. We run other stuff like through the forum in the forum format. Like we do commissions, and we have a commission set up for people to sell stuff and all that. There's a strong open door policy where we try to be as lenient as possible with most stuff. There's some stuff we just simply don't allow, like NSFW stuff, where you're just like, no, don't do that. And there will be consequences for it, but it's a flexible framework. We keep updating and changing stuff as we need to, as we decide to. We've changed, added and gotten rid of a lot of like hooks on the forum that let you do different stuff, and my favorite thing is just adding emotes.
That looks like FimFiction forums is the last thing on our list. So they're similar to forums or FimFiction groups. Yeah, very close to forums. You can post on them. You can like, dislike comments. Doing that doesn't really affect anything. It used to, but then we got rid of that feature. And what FimFiction groups allow is adding stories to groups. So anyone in that group, you can add a story to a folder. Everyone will see it. And using that, you can post good stories, categorize everything, and let people in your group know what's good, what isn't, stuff like that. And yeah, function very similar to forums, and they're moderated much the same way. We just look out for things that shouldn't be there, like not safe for work links and images, stuff like that. It's pretty standard stuff.
All right, so Now I want to talk about specific technical details and moderation techniques for each type of community. And here we have a picture of the Discord chat. And we can see that we have text channels and voice channels on the left, the main chat thing in the middle, and then list of users on the right. With Discord is a lot nicer than Skype because Skype's moderation abilities are basically you can ban a user. That's it. That's all you can do. Discord has this entire like hierarchical, system of roles that you can assign people to. So like we're princesses, and then we've got our mods down there, and then
They're the royal guard.
Yeah, royal guards, Mennonite guards, and we can use these roles to have a very detailed control over what users can or cannot do, which is very useful in a chat where you have lots of users. I mean, we have almost 150 online users.
We average around 150 users online. During U.S. peak hours, it's more like 170, and during like sleepy time for the U.S., it's more like 120, something like that. But I think we have a total of about 500 users in the list, a little bit over that, because it stopped updating, something like that, because there's so many in there.
Yeah. But what's great about Discord is you can actually create channels that are only visible to certain roles, and we've been able to use that. So we have certain rooms for like people who like don't care about a room, and we'll just like, okay, if you want this room, you can like sign up for it, and we'll add you to a role that gives you access to this room. What we also do is we created a silence role, because the way Discord roles work is you can create a role that does not have the ability to type anything. It can only read. So if somebody's being mean or going around all the place, you can make them shut up forcibly.
It's a really good tool for especially if someone's new and we're not sure if they're a troll or not. Like they might just be a new user that's not used to Discord, or they might be socially awkward. We don't know. We don't know them yet because they're new. So we might put them on silence if they're being spammy or something, and then talk to them in PM, get an idea of what's going on, and then unsilence them depending on what's going on. It's amazingly useful compared to Skype moderation, because there is no moderation in Skype for the most part.
We also use a silence role for SweetieBot. So if SweetieBot detects a problem, she puts a silence role on them. She doesn't automatically ban them, because it's really hard to unban people or figure out what's going on. Because if you ban someone, there's a ban list and you can unban them, and that's the only thing you can do. If you can't PM them anymore, you can't talk to them anymore, it's over. So we silence them automatically, then we can talk to them or deal with them, or ban them if we have to. But if you are going to start your own Discord server, and it's going to be big, you should generally disable the @everyone ping, please, because it will cause terror and havoc. Oh yeah, @here. Well, it's the same thing actually.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So there's two pings. You can ping everyone, which pings everyone in the entire server, or you can ping here, which is everyone who is currently online. But that's all one role. So either you can do those or you can't. So you want to disable that. Usually you have the mods able to ping everyone. So if there's a big announcement, we'll ping like everyone. That's pretty rare.
We had a lot of fun when they were debugging SweetieBot, when people could use SweetieBot to
ping everyone.
SweetieBot had a bug where someone could basically force her to use the @everyone or @here command, even if they didn't have permission to use the command, because SweetieBot is a bot, she has permission. So people were abusing SweetieBot to use the @everyone and @here command, and while we were debugging it, we accidentally kept pinging everyone while trying to fix it. So we ended up being our own trolls that day.
That was great, yeah. That is no longer a problem, because that arose from problems in Discord's role management that have since been fixed, so you can't do those SweetieBot anymore. So we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's great, I love it. It's less code for me. You also generally want to disable invite creation. By default, all users can create an invite to a Discord chat. This is generally intended for smaller groups where you can get together with your friends for a game session and everyone can invite everyone else, and it's great. But if you're in a large server, You want one link, one public link that you have. And then the great thing about that is then you can then revoke that one link if something goes wrong, because you're probably going to get raided. And there's going to be a bot, and then it's spamming a whole bunch of really scary pictures. And you know, before Discord had rate limiting, it would just crash the client. That makes it really hard to, you know, ban people when the client's crashed.
Or when people would spam thousands upon thousands of Discord emotes, and it would crash the client.
So, generally speaking, you have one public invite, and then that's where everyone joins, and that's the one you go. That's our QR code that we had up there. But yeah, and that's about it for the Discord chat stuff.
We get rated maybe once every 2 weeks, but they're usually pretty small.
Yeah, but we do get rated a
We're
lot.
on top of it pretty quick.
One of the reasons, though, is because our Discord chat is on the top of the Google results. If you just Google My Little Pony Discord chat, it's like #1 result is our chat. So everyone who wants to troll bronies, who happens to be on Discord, we are the #1 target.
I think we're actually the top 3 results, because there's 3 different sites that reference it.
You guys have made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally.
Here's
I
some
did it.
funny quotes we've had from our bot, though, and just other users on the chat.
All right, so as for subreddits, subreddits can be created by anyone with like a minute's effort. All you need is a name. What's going on over there?
Those are quotes that we've had from. So SweetieBot has a randomize function where she goes through the script of the entire series of My Little Pony and tries to construct a sensible sentence out of it using a Markov chain. And those quotes from SweetieBot, those are results of her randomized Markov chain trying to make something out of it.
All right. Yes, subreddit. Here is the subreddit.
Okay, sorry. Subreddits can be created by anyone with like a minute's effort. All you need is the name, and that's basically it. You've made a subreddit. For some subreddits are like specific and original ideas, like r/children falling over, which is all about children falling over and hurting themselves, but not too badly, so it's funny.
It's the best subreddit ever.
Yeah, it's his favorite subreddit.
Bless you.
So the subreddits like that, it requires someone to implement the idea and then figure out how to draw people to and foster community. You know, it can buy ads or something, but no one's going to come to it on their own. You know, no one's going to find children falling over. But you know, if you go on the rest of Reddit and tell people to come there, then they will. If they want to see kids falling off skateboards and stuff. But for established brands like r/My Little Pony, the communities will kind of make themselves because, you know, based on the popularity of the brand, people will show up, they want to talk about My Little Pony, they'll just find it by searching Reddit. And so, in that case, the community will be controlled by whoever gets there first, basically. So, this can go badly, such as when r/XKCD was owned by a user named Soccer, who included links to Nazi subreddits in the sidebar. He was just like a big Holocaust denier and everything. He was like, all right, I'm gonna establish my, I'm just gonna push my agenda. And so people need to create subreddits like XKCD Comic to get away and make their own community, Nazi-free community. But most people just looking for a place to discuss a webcomic are just gonna find r/XKCD. We haven't been like that, to be clear. There's little to no Nazi activity on r/My Little Pony.
Only a little bit.
I hope so.
I wish I could say there was less than little on mine.
I didn't know there was any. Do I need to take a closer look?
Little to no. Yeah, we just got added on as mods years after the subreddit was born. And I say that like, you know, I don't know about before. Maybe they were Nazis. Anyway, as far as moderation goes, users have a report button on every comment and post that they can click on and anonymously report, tip us off to basically to something rule breaking. At that point, it enters our mod queue, and we can approve or remove it as needed. All of the active mods right now have this external app called Toolbox that gives us a desktop notification when a report comes in, so everything's checked off pretty much immediately. We can sometimes that. And so when we get needless reports, like troll reports, then, you know, we've had a mod that gets very upset at that because, you know, alt tabs his game. So I gotta quit Overwatch for a second and see, oh, someone's saying I'm gay. That's amazing.
I mean, you did just say you're playing Overwatch.
Ouch.
Banned for interrupting me from Overwatch.
We can remove comments on posts on our subreddit, but functionally it's more like hiding the comments and posts, because when we remove a post, it prevents anyone from being able to find it through the subreddit, but you can still get there if if you have a direct link, if you've already been commenting there, or through the user's profile that posted the post. You can still see it in their profile. So, like, we recently gained the ability to lock threads, which means you can't comment there anymore. But before that, it was kind of hard to actually shut down a post for good, because people can just keep talking. We remove it, but people are still there. And comments can still be found in a user's profile even after we remove them. So if someone sees a removed comment and they know who made it, they can, just go to their profile and find them. But that said, removal works like perfectly well in the vast majority of situations. It's not a huge deal. We have the ability to ban people from the subreddit, but not from the whole site, not from Reddit at large. That would be not yet. So yeah, we also can't ban by IP or anything like that. So someone can easily make a new account to just come back, and we don't have any recourse but to just ban them again and again and again. We can talk to the admins, Reddit admins, which are the people who actually get paid and work at Reddit, and they can take care of that for us. They can see more than we can. They're also the people we need to talk to whenever anyone makes threats or harasses someone. And spam bots. They handle spam bots. But we also make heavy use of bots, not spam bots, just regular bots. Reddit offers a service called Auto-Moderator that serves as an automated moderator that can post threads at scheduled points or remove or flag comments with certain keywords, like autistic, that comes up. But we mainly use a bot named Pinkie Pie. That's sort of a modified version of Auto-Moderator, and it's created by a mod 3-4 years ago. She posts our weekly episode discussion threads for us and helps us turn on No Pics Thursday, which is our weekly event where we disallow pictures to try and encourage discussion in videos and other forms of art. She also removes all comments and posts by certain users. That's what we deem shadow banning, which is distinct from normal banning, because when you use normal bans on certain users, they wear it like a badge of honor, like, I got banned from My Little Pony subreddit, they couldn't handle me. And it encourages them to come back and keep doing the same thing, or on other subreddits, or they get angry and then come back to harass us on other accounts. And shadow banning gives them no feedback that lets them know their comments are removed, because they still see their own users, they still see their own comments when they're logged in. They don't know it's been removed. We mostly just use it on the random trolls that happen by, to wander in to say we have no life or whatever. Users with any decent history on subreddit will always get normal bans, like they deserve that, There's a couple users in my lifetime as a mod who've managed to go months or years without knowing their shadow bans. And sometimes I feel bad. I see their invisible comments, at the bottom of a post. They're oblivious to the fact that no one can see that they're talking. But then I actually read the comments, and they're like, oh, you're a waste of space on this earth. And I'm like, oh, right. I don't feel bad.
Maybe it's better this way.
Yeah. And so that's basically it. It's a mostly friendly community without a lot of drama. And people mostly trust us, so we try to be transparent in return. So there really isn't a lot to do these days. We probably have more mods than we need. It's pretty calm.
Bye, Haz.
Bye, Haz.
Thanks. Hey, I'm up here, you're not.
How was his doing?
A nickel.
It's the typical kind of dichotomy of modding is you often feel like you have too many mods until you need mods. Nothing will happen for a long time, and then all of a sudden, oh god, where's all the mods? Everything's on fire.
Yeah.
And that happens
All the
a lot
mods are
too.
BronyCon.
Yeah, all the
Oh,
mods
crap.
are BronyCon.
We have a lot of mods, but a lot of the times there just aren't many online out here.
And this is MLP
Thank
Forums, and it's annotated because I got bored at work. So we have a lot more control over our posts and users than subreddit does. I can go and IP ban people. I don't have to call anybody. It's great.
A true dictator, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry.
He's not denying it.
No.
We have more tiered permissions for all of our staff. We got, me, I'm an administrator. I've got access to pretty much everything. Then we have our team leaders, we call them, which are technically super moderators. They have some admin permissions and more permissions than just regular moderators. We're actually short one because I'm also a team leader. And then we have all of our little sectional people who are like our little foot soldiers going around reporting everything they find for us, and they have minimal permissions to do stuff. But we try not to delete anything, because if it can mess with the flow of stuff, it's good to, and it's always good to have stuff if you have to hide it to go back and look it over. We can ban people from specific sections of the forum. Like if somebody's getting a little heated in the debate pit and they need to calm down, we can just kick them out of the debate pit for a couple days. I can ban their IPs forever. Just never think about it again.
They can just get new IPs.
Wouldn't be in my happy place. My parade
Doesn't work.
As an administrator, me and the other administrators work relatively closely with all of the mods to help them get things done, but we also have to work with each other to get stuff that is above their pay grade done. By the way, all pay grades are 0. Everyone moderating that site is a volunteer. Most of moderator actions are based around sending PMs. We try not to, if it's something we don't need to ban you for, we really don't want to. But then we get, the guy who comes on and starts posting all the Nazi imagery and racial slurs and throw that guy off like
always
thanks,
Nazis? I don't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've had like 3 Nazis this year.
They're like roaches. You just
I
can't.
get bored of it, honestly. It's like, be more creative.
You
And
ban
it's not even
one
shocking.
and 2
It's
more
like a
pop
very
up.
slowly spinning fan that's been badly drawn. It's a kind of, we kind of try to be more personal in how we handle people and moderator actions and warnings and talking to people, and that's how I end my sentence.
Moving on to film fiction, it's structured similar forms as far as permissions go. You've got the admins on top, and then site moderators below that. Below that, story approvers, who, as the name says, they just approve stories. And then below that, you have people who have permission to make site blogs. Like, I think Present Perfect is on that. I don't remember who else. But admins and mods have much of the same tools, except admins, obviously. Like Nighty, he can actually edit the site, whereas moderators, they're just stuck with the permissions that the admins give us, which are quite robust because the site is custom coded fully. It's not built off any framework. Nighty and Zach, they just made it themselves. So, and just like forums, we can do things like we can ban people for set amounts of time. We can unban them. We can delete comments, and if you're a mod or a site, or no, not mod. If you're a staff member, you can still see deleted comments, so you can make sure what it was. We have our special tool, our admin tools area, which we call our NSA tools, because they can show you quite a few things about a user. Possible alts, full comment history, voting history, all that good stuff. So we use all these to make decisions, which are either we just do it on our best judgment, or for more serious cases, we'll actually consult each other. We have a Slack group, which is a chat program that we just have for all FinFiction staff. So sometimes we'll go in that. We'll look at a user and be like, all right, what should we do? As far as banning goes and stuff like that, I feel like most bans these days are actually self-requested, like people wanting a break from FinFiction. So that's good.
I wish we had your problem.
Is it like breaking an addiction? Like, please keep me away.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
it's not a joke. People do it all the time. And yeah, it's a lot of the same issues. People can report things. They can report stories. They can report comments. They can report user pages. We don't have a dedicated team for reporting like the forums do, but ours is mostly user reliant. So sometimes things slip past, but usually people pick them up pretty quickly. And yeah, one of the more interesting things I had to deal with, I think it was like 3 years ago, one of our most infamous users. I was just scrolling through his comment history, and it was 10,000 words of the same racial slur. That was a comment. So that was fun. And that's about the basics of FinFiction.
You should use Discord. So now we're supposed to talk about community discussion, but I'm just curious, How many people are like on the front page of that subreddit in this room that I just took a random picture of? I think Erev got Erev, Sparrow here.
Sparrow is not here.
Oh,
No, no Sparrow.
oh well. So, now we get to tell you about our horror stories. Now we get to tell you.
I was just about to say that, Alex, that was a great segue for
Yeah.
talking about terrible, terrible, weird horror stories we've had.
The things people do.
I was
Oh,
actually
man.
told to tell a really nice story instead of a horror story.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, at least
So I got horror stories though, don't worry.
I'm sure you do.
tell it last. Tell your happy
Tell
story
your one
last.
last so we end on a happy note. So I think our favorite story is that one user we had who for months and months on end seemed like a normal user, except that every now and then her story seemed inconsistent. And eventually I got bored one day while I was playing GTA 5 and she was saying some really weird stuff, so I did some bit of investigative work. And we realized that she was basically a sociopath who had lied to us the entire time and constructed an entire alternative persona on the internet for the sole purpose
Not
of
on the
talking.
internet.
Like on other sites. No, like on other sites, she had this persona on other sites, totally unrelated to our chat, for the purpose of talking on our My Little Pony chat.
It was an incredible amount of work and dedication to create a completely new personality in order to get famous on a My Little Pony live chat room.
We
I
don't
guess,
really
or
understand what
infamous.
it was.
It was very strange.
It was incredibly strange.
Things are better these days than they used to be. When Discord first came out, there was a lot of users that were making bots and like throwing bots at random servers to see if they could cause problems. I know that, like, what was it, like the first 3 months, there was like every week we had a new bot coming in just blowing up the chat with pictures and spam and all kinds of nonsense.
What we eventually figured out what was happening is later on I learned that there was an entire bot, unofficial bot Discord, and that's where they were all coming from. They would be like, hey, I have this new bot, and someone's like, hey, there's a My Little Pony Discord, and then
They were using
every single time.
They were trying to use our server as basically like
They just be like, hey, I want to see how much we can destroy Discord. Let's target the My Little Pony Discord every time.
I'm still surprised we were still running today. I don't know how we managed it.
I'm still surprised.
So
I have this IRC that sometimes people come in, like a couple times people come in like from a hypnosis channel, like they've been hypnotized into participating.
What?
I didn't actually hear the story with you beforehand, but like,
I'm
there's just
glad
like,
this is a surprise.
do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. It's very strange.
Like, yeah, there's just like some weird hypnosis thing where they're supposed to come in here and like participate and be our friends, and we're like, what's going on? Eventually, we took ourselves off. We hid ourselves so that they couldn't find it. We don't get rated because now people can't find us, which is nice. We're like 30, 40 people as opposed to 150, and we're perfectly fine with that.
I don't even think it's that many.
Yeah, 20, 30. Anyway, I can tell my 4chan story.
yeah, to the 4chan story.
There's a peek behind the veil. So it was a normal day. I'm at home. I'm off school, and I see like some post comes in as a gore post, a dead horse or something. I don't remember. And so I delete that or shadow ban the user. It's all done. They're gone. And then a couple minutes go by. I see 2 more come in. They get reported as well, and I'm like, oh snap. I had never done a raid before. This is a couple months in, so I'm like, okay, well. And then I went to mod chat, like, all right, all hands on deck. This is a raid. I was all excited.
You clearly haven't been a mod for
goody.
very long
Yeah.
at that point.
Sorry, what?
Just, oh goody, my first
Yeah,
grade.
goody. Dead horses.
You hadn't gotten that 1,000-yard stare yet of.
Our users rate our raids now. They happen so often.
Yeah.
They're just like, that was like a 2 out of 10 raid.
So yeah, they start coming in, and I think a couple mods show up to help, and I'm like, like that guy, and I'm like shadow banning everyone. I see them; they're commenting on each other's posts, to say, oh yeah, this is awesome, and so I would shadow ban them because they have no history here either, and they're probably a part of it, and I Sorry?
Collusion.
Yeah, collusion. And so it was like this big 6 degrees of separation thing, you know? I'm shadow banning this whole web of people. I think I got Kevin Bacon at one point. And so I'm shadow banning those people. And I did check after the fact, they all did eventually post things and then they didn't get through. Like their first post wouldn't get through because I caught them on a comment. Or we did. And so eventually, it died down after like a few minutes, half an hour. Just there's nothing left. And so I was like, all right, that was fun. Good work, guys.
Raids tend to happen like really fast and end really fast too. It's like it happens and it's chaos and then it's over and it's like, am I okay? Can I lay down?
Users are like, was there a raid? All the other users are like, oh yeah, there's a raid.
Well, that's the best is when we catch a raid just before they do anything. Like, so SweetieBot has a thing to let us know when a bunch of users join at the same time, which is a pretty clear indication that it's organized and it's a raid. So when we get that, we can basically go through their usernames and kind of get an idea. Like if they have a really obviously meme-related username and stupid image for their icon, we can pretty safely guess that they're a troll. But it's so great when you can ban and get rid of a bunch of people who are obviously going to raid before they even get a chance to say anything. It must be so frustrating for them.
So when like these people also, like they found some cosplayer and put like hurtful comments on there, and I shut up on them. And so anyway, so it dies down after a half hour, and then like 3 hours later maybe, we get a mod mail, a message directly to the mods that says, hey guys, I think 4chan is gonna raid us. I found this thread. and so they link, and so I follow the link to 4chan, and it's from 3 hours earlier. It's like, hey guys, in 10 minutes, we're gonna raid My Little Pony, let's go. And I was like, oh,
you get to see it all behind the scenes.
I get to see behind the scenes. And so I start going down. They're all excited, I was like, all right, I got my post set up. All right, 10 minutes, let's go. And then I'm gonna rustle some jimmies or whatever the kids say. I don't know. And so I'm going down, and they start posting, as they like screenshots of their posts, like, all right, got this. Oh, it's great. Can't wait. And then minutes go by, and they're like, some guy comes in and is like, so, have you guys started? Like, I don't see anything. And they just start posting like, I don't know what's happening. Nothing. I just posted something. It's not on the front. It's not on the new queue. I don't know. They barely understood how Reddit works, right? So this is like a really good example of how shadow banning works on people who don't use Reddit. They have no idea what's going on. They're just like, so it just like slides into apathy, Except this one guy who starts running around like oh my, like oh, the mods are too good, all caps, retreat. and that was basically it. But there was one, like my biggest regret, like in life, is that I forgot that 4chan threads delete themselves, and so I didn't get any screenshots. It's really sad when like I F5 and it's gone. It's like, oh. But my favorite comment of that day, there was a post that said, I followed the link hoping to see some upset bronies, and all I saw were ponies. Now I'm gay. Thanks, B. And so, it's important to realize the kind of impact you can have on people, Now that guy's gay.
So what you're saying is they played themselves.
So, yeah. It's good times. I think you got a story.
We actually got a little preempt story too, just this year, right, like the eve of all of our staff leaving for Babs. Like there's about 20 staff on the forums, and the eve before Babs, there's 14 of us leaving to go to California, and we just get this. Somebody sends one of our staff this screenshot of a Skype chat. It's like, okay guys, we're gonna just start trolling all freaking weekend because they're all leaving, and it's like, okay. Hey guys, I'm an admin now. Guess what I'm gonna do? All new members have to be verified to post. So that shut that down pretty quick. But no, the fun story that I wanted to tell that somebody said I probably shouldn't was we had a user who, at first we were concerned because she was reporting that she was being like harassed and kind of stalked a little bit by this other user, and like she kept reporting stuff and making it seem worse and worse and worse and worse. And then she started like turning on staff. Like I literally had to deal with her disputing to the admin. I was still a moderator, so I had to deal with her disputing to the admins that I locked a thread that she did not post and that her post in was wildly inappropriate. So she was kind of getting hostile towards us as we were trying to help her situation. It turned out that she was not being harassed or stalked. It was completely the other way around. And we had no idea, and then she just like totally snaps one day and starts telling people, this guy is, the moderators won't do anything about this guy, he's a known pedophile, and he's not. Like, we've looked into this, we've called people, we've called police stations, we've looked into it. And he's not even on the same continent, and he keeps like going to sites to try and get away from her, and she just keeps showing up. Or like, he was in a live stream with one of the staff when they were drawing and just talking and stuff, and she shows up and starts crap in that chat. And to me, that's just hilarious.
Unfortunately, I don't have as many fun stories as these fine people do, because fan fiction, is, as far as stuff like that goes, it's pretty tame. The worst we've had was like DDoSing, and then you got Cloudflare, and that ended that. So, I guess one of my stories goes back to that user I talked about earlier, with all the racial slurs. Well, that person, they really like fan fiction, because after that, they just keep making new accounts. And they're pretty good at hiding them, but every so often they slip up. We see the related accounts in the thing, and we just ban it. We're like, see you next time. So it's kind of a game between us. We got a cat and mouse thing going on.
Whack-a-mole.
It's fun. It's great fun. And then when a lot of our fun comes from alts when people get banned, because they just want to ban evade, just keep using fanfiction. So one of our mods, Meester, he used to have fun. After he would ban someone, he would look at the list of new registered users and just go through and, there he is, ban, before they even got registered for the site. It was like, I think his record was like a minute after they registered.
Wow.
So, he's good.
Sounds like he enjoys the hunt.
Yeah.
We had a user called Pony Pervalarm that would, whenever he saw a comment that he thought was a little too weird, by a brony, thinking, like sometimes we agree with them that they're commenting on something like, oh, this is really nice, in the weird way, and then he would make a comment that's like, wee and so, but eventually they were doing it to people who are like, yeah, I like Flutterdash. They're like, wee-oo. Like, wait, dude, it's not.
Was that their only post? Was like the
Yeah,
brony,
pretty much.
The brony alarm?
Yeah, that was all they did. They just wee-oo. And so eventually we told them to stop, and they didn't stop, so we banned them. And then they would come back on different accounts, and there would be even. Oh, I think before the Wii U, they were going like.
The Nintendo Wii U?
They were making comments like, oh, it's been 0 days since we've had a pervert on the. It was getting pretty bad, but they kept making accounts, and they'd have like Pony Alarm or Perv in the title, and so we could make an automatic condition to search for them, and of course, whenever we set it so that whenever Pinkie Pie found an account like that, she would send us a mod mail that said, wee.
That's too good.
That's it.
So that we had the other time, it was like a couple days ago when we had a possible raid because like 3 people showed up in our chat immediately, and then they posted a link, and so we're like, oh yeah, we should check this link. Then they were all banned. We're like, what? I didn't ban them. Who banned them? And one of our other moderators had was a little fast on his trigger finger and just saw, oh, there's a raid, banning all of them, banned them all. They were just guys who wanted to watch My Little Pony. It was completely innocent.
Yeah, they all joined at the same time because they found our server through Google, and they're like, hey, these people might want to watch, because they had a website running, streaming episodes of the show so that they could watch it with other people. Totally innocent. They figured, hey, here's a channel full of people who love My Little Pony. Maybe they'll want to watch with us. And they posted the link, and I think James had either like just woken up or hadn't had coffee yet or something, but he was just like, no, get out of here. None of this.
Insta-ban. They were so sad because we banned them on our Discord. You can't PM them anymore, so we had to go to the website that they were streaming on. We were like, no, we didn't actually mean to do that. We've
Like an ambassador.
Yeah, Cloud and I went to their video streaming site and like actually went to their chat and said, Hi, we're the admins from that Discord server you just got banned from. First, sorry. Two, oops.
There was one time someone posted a song to the subreddit, and I didn't recognize the song. So I was like, oh crap, is this something leaked? Like, I don't recognize this at all. Okay, crap. So I marked it like as a future spoiler, like, because it's a big deal. If a song is leaked, I don't want people to get, like, some people would be really upset about that. And so I marked it a future spoiler, you know, like under heavy marking, and I posted a comment about that, and someone was like, dude, that's from season 4. It was it's your birthday. And I was like, oh crap. That was when I realized I don't watch the show as much as I used to. I didn't, it's not like I skipped the episode, I just didn't remember at all. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I just quickly remove everything. You should be fired. Sometimes we make mistakes.
It's true.
It's mostly Linker.
We just don't like to admit it.
It's in your job description. You have to watch My Little Pony like 24 hours a day.
At least 1 hour a day. minimum.
Every episode has to be memorized. Yeah. Whoops. So anyway, I'd like to open it up to Q&A for the rest of the panel now. If anyone has any questions, I think we have a mic set up
Yeah,
here.
got about 13
Does that
minutes.
work? Or
If you have
Anyone
questions,
else have any
come
questions?
to the mic.
Okay. I actually have a couple of questions for you guys. What would be like the major advantages and disadvantages of moving a Skype group to Discord?
Everything.
Everything.
I could go on and ruin the rest of this panel by listing the number of reasons why you shouldn't use Skype.
In a nutshell, at least.
In a nutshell, Skype has no moderation at all. You can just ban people. Discord has all the moderation, and the other problem is that Skype falls over if you do anything that involves more than 2 people in voice chat. It also falls over just because it fell over. It also falls over if Microsoft didn't have coffee that morning. If you want a detailed description of this, stay for the next panel when I rant about that.
Actually, most of our moderator stuff actually takes place on Skype for the forums, and I keep begging them to go to Discord because it's horrible.
It's horrible.
So horrible.
Use Discord. It's free. You can just get it online. They've got apps for all the phones and all the thingies and everything.
our mod chat's on Skype too.
But Skype has one distinct advantage over Discord.
Everyone's on it.
Are we gonna fight?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
everyone
the
will-
only thing.
A lot of people prefer it more to Skype.
Yes.
As
I've
far as
noticed.
as far as I'm aware, I haven't checked in a while, but Discord, the desktop client, does not have a find feature,
Not yet. They're working on it.
which
It's
is
coming.
like a huge, why would you not have that?
Soon.
They did add one update to Skype where you can just send a link to people who wanted to join the Skype group. You know.
Oh, so now they're ripping off Discord.
A little
Yeah.
bit. A little bit.
I think for me, what I like most about Discord over Skype is that there's no advertising in Skype. Or I
Yeah.
mean, in Discord, just in Skype, there's that huge bar that takes up 30% of your whole screen.
Which
or of
seems
your
to happen for
face.
some people, but not others. I've never seen that.
It
I can't
actually
get rid of
is.
it.
It's random because it's Microsoft. They do A/B
Figures.
testing all the time.
But so no advertising in Discord. There's
Yet.
The voice chats can get bigger, far bigger than Skype, and they're way better quality. The sound quality is so much better than
Yeah,
Skype.
I've noticed that too.
So those two things alone, I think, are what make Discord better.
I would say it's really worth going to Discord because they're still working on it, and that find feature is coming. I mean, I would say because they're coming with find feature, one-on-one calling, and screen sharing is also coming.
They added friends lists.
These
not
are
long
the
ago.
last 3.
Once the find feature is through, that we might be moving our mod chat from Skype to Discord.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that.
So
I've thought about
it's
moving my
happening.
Skype group to Discord for a while now. I'm just kind of debating it, but okay. My next question about advertising the chats themselves. Would it really affect traffic at all on the website itself or the subreddit? Or my friend Fanact, who was here earlier, he is a head moderator for the main pony thread or pony board on funnyjunk.com, and I talked to him about that, and he was kind of iffy about the whole situation of advertising my Skype group. how much would that like really affect traffic if I advertise it on Discord instead?
I can't speak for every group, but I know that for us, for our Discord group, it's made a big difference. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we don't advertise a lot. We make sure to talk to the subreddit admins first before we like advertise or post a link or whatever. And we try to keep it to the No Pictures Thursday thing because it's a discussion thing and it's not a picture. It kind of goes with the day. But it's helped a lot. Like, I mean, when we started, we had maybe 50 people, and they were kind of like refugees from the Skype group. So, like, it was very small. And once we started like making like a monthly post on the subreddit, we started getting more and more and more and more people.
Then we got onto Google and everything exploded.
And part of the reason we're the #1 result on Google is because of the My Little Pony post. Like, when you search My Little Pony Discord server, it takes you to the My Little Pony subreddit post where our link is posted. So
In
I
general,
think it helps.
yeah. So in general for advertising, I would always ask.
Yeah.
Because you should be asking before advertising your stuff. Because sometimes people get really pissy about
Yeah,
that.
some people.
Yeah,
really
we're still
don't
working
like
on that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely, going on the subreddit will get you, like if you make a post about it, you should get, especially if it has like, if you have like a good draw to it. If it's just like another My Little Pony thing, then I mean, people will be like, well, I'm just gonna go to Discord. But if there's some, there's some sort of draw to it, especially, then
That's just the one thing that concerned us was like, if people move to Discord, how is it going to affect the traffic of the board itself? Because the board is kind of slow already, like there's a
yeah.
like a big barrage of posts every now and then, but
That's-
like it's at a normal speed.
Yeah, so somewhat of a concern for us when the Discord started. It's like, okay, are people going to participate in our reaction threads anymore? They're just going to go over there. But we seem to be survived. So
Where will I
kind
get
of-
my dank memes now?
There's something of a symbiosis between the subreddit and the main chat right now. We're definitely distinctly different, but we tried our best to stay as meshed as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
for that.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hello.
I'm wondering, how are you able to choose moderators and admins for your staff team?
Usually it's based on well-behaved users, where we're like, I like you, or they'll be like, or they'll like start doing moderation for us, kind of. They'll just like poke other users when they start breaking the rules.
That's a big one. Is if we see a regular user who's stepping up and above and beyond in a really friendly way, because we don't want someone who's just like a rules lawyer that's coming in and like smashing people in the face with the rule book all the time. But if we see someone, like one of our Royal Guards is someone who got promoted this way, they were just a regular user who liked the chat and wanted to keep things flowing smoothly. So whenever someone was posting something that was a little, not safe for work or getting too political, too argumentative, they would just gently, hey, be friendly.
Actually, usually what they do is they post that flutter squint emoticon.
Yeah.
That's the whole message
that's
they
become
get.
the meme. But if someone is acting like an admin without actually being an admin already, and they're doing it in a way that we feel works well with the kind of environment we want to perpetuate in our chat room, we usually talk about it beforehand.
Yeah.
For myself, I was promoted to admin because there was a rift between our community and another Skype community because of some miscommunication that went on, and I basically got in contact with their admins and the users in question, and like we sorted it out and got the groups to talk and get copacetic again.
on this,
No problem.
I'll just add that on the subreddit, mostly it's the same way. You look for people who are really standing out as doing a really good job of being friendly and interacting. But also sometimes you just do one big thing that really makes you stand out, and then they pay attention to you, and they may, like the mods will come and promote and ask you to join their team. There's one when we started No Picks Thursday. There was one user who was really, really against that, and he argued he argued against it, but he did it really respectfully. And so now he's a moderator because he was just so good at debating his point without getting nasty. Spokes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's how we got in.
Does he still hate No Picture Thursday?
No, I think he's gotten more used to it. He's like, yeah, no, I'm on. I gotta take it down now. But no, you just do that one big thing, you can get in, and thought I was gonna say, okay. I don't remember what I was gonna say, so that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Pretty much.
Good choice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We've heard your bad stories. Any good stories you want to throw out there?
Oh yeah, I actually was just mentioning it was promoting one of the regular users to admin was really great because it was just so great to see the chat self-regulate sometimes when we don't even have to touch, like we don't even have to get involved is the best part, is when we can see the users talking and maybe they get a little heated in an argument and then they calm themselves down and say, hey, we're getting a little bit too aggressive, let's chill out a little bit. That's one of my favorite things, is seeing the chat take care of itself. That's my favorite thing, and that happens almost every day.
What I like to see on the subreddit, every once in a while we'll have like events for like April Fools or whatever, or just something that just happens out of the blue. It's not planned or anything, it just kind of explodes, and then it's like a huge event that everyone in the community participates in, and everyone has a really good time.
And then remembers years later.
Sorry?
Then remembers years later.
Then remembers years later. Yeah, like one of the recent ones was we actually had users from the Squared Circle subreddit.
That was so good.
Yeah,
That
which
was
was
good.
the subreddit for wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a wrestling fan, so. And we had users from the Squared Circle subreddit come over to the My Little Pony subreddit as like a kind of exchange program, and it turned into this big thing, and like it like blew up on, oh, I wouldn't say blow up, but
Well, we got like a huge best of post on Reddit itself. Like
Oh, that's right.
thousands
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thousands of users from all of Reddit saw it.
so
It was
yeah,
on
I
the
guess it
front
did kind of
page.
blow up, and then it actually spawned a subreddit, which unfortunately I don't think really took off. Kind of for like the same kind of idea, subreddit exchange. Like people could go to that subreddit and be like, I'd like to check out this other subreddit, and then they would match with another user, and then they'd swap places.
Yeah, one of them was named Subreddits Exchange, but everyone read it as Subreddit Sexchange. So like,
Oops.
But that was a really cool thing that happened on the subreddit.
yeah.
How about you guys? Any good stories?
I've got
3 minutes left.
hundreds of good stories, but they're usually about, we have a life advice section, and it's really nice to see members helping each other in there. Like, there was this one guy, it kind of didn't help him very much because he was looking for advice from a peer, which would have been someone in their mid-20s who was a guy, not the several teenage girls that responded, but they were trying, and that, to me, that means a lot.
Also, can we live stream main chat onto those monitors?
No.
Probably not.
You touched on a little earlier about the advertising, I think for the Discord chat. In general, with like if you make a forum, another subreddit, that sort of thing, is there, do you have any recommendations for getting new users and then maintaining the user base you do have?
It's hard for us. Like, we have been draining for 2 years,
Yeah.
sort of. Like, the number of subscribed users hasn't gone down, but like the number of active users has gone down every year. It's hard for us to find new people because with 63,000, you know, you can't find bigger. You can't find a bigger community to advertise on. But I mean, and like our posts get to r/all, which is, you know, where all the posts go. Like it's where every post on Reddit will go. But yeah, and we got a bunch of bad reports on that.
Yeah, that
from
explains some
people.
of the reports we got.
Yeah, can't show those. But yeah, people on RR don't like My Little Pony, so those get downvoted, and then people don't get to see us. Not answering the question so much as saying, yeah, I don't know.
I think
I do have a suggestion. If you're trying to advertise your new forum or chat or whatever, Pony-chan, wait, no, not Pony, what am I saying? Derpy Buru. Derpy Buru advertising is a really good avenue for that. It's it's not too expensive.
Paid advertising?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not too expensive, and they last a pretty good amount of time. They support the site, so it's a good way to get a lot of people to see it.
And as far as our case in the Discord server, I think we just got lucky because
Yeah,
it was really
basically.
all on Google at this point. Like if we weren't on the top of the Google page, we wouldn't probably not be getting in new users as much as we do. So we just got lucky. Thank you.
So
Sorry.
just a quick question about one of the stories earlier. So you know how you're talking about that story of that person who was upset about like the Flutter Dash shipping and they kept commenting.
Yeah, the Pony Forever alarm?
Yeah, is that the reason why on No Picks Thursday there's Pinkie Pie? It shows Pinkie Pie with a siren hat.
I think that came before, but
That's been around for literally as long as I can remember. So.
what episode is that from? I don't remember.
The investigative episode
Was it the investigative episode? 'Cause
Mystery on the
Right. Hopefully we can get this last question, and then we gotta go.
Just quick, how many moderators would you say should happen between like users?
That's
Especially if it's someone that's trying to set up like a new server that they think might or might not get as big because of the way that it's going to be.
The first thing that is most important is getting time coverage. It's like you want enough moderators so that when people are at work or in another time zone or asleep, there's another moderator somewhere who is available. That's the primary concern. And past that, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, really.
User ratio.
That's being our biggest like struggle is making sure that all the different like time periods of the day are covered, especially as the server's gotten bigger and bigger. Because when it's like 4 a.m. and moderation gets really thin, things can get a little dicey, especially if people are busy or if they want to go get food or whatever. Suddenly there's no mods, and that's the worst time for panic to strike. So.
And it depends on how you're getting your users. If they're all randoms coming from, if you're not vetting them, then, you might need a lot more moderators than if you make an IRC like mine where I handpicked everyone. I have a need to moderate. I've never needed to ban a guy in my IRC.
I think that's an incredibly good point.
Except the hypnotists. But that was before I took ourselves off, being discoverable. After that, never need to ban anyone ever.
Yeah, so if you're vetting, if you know the users well, you probably don't need almost any admins. Like if you know all the users, it's not going to be a big deal. People are going to moderate themselves. But if you're getting tons of new users in, you might want to consider having like, I want this time period covered and this time period covered. This one, not many people talk, so it's not a big deal. But so.
Yeah.
I also
I
think
think we're
it
out of
depends
time.
on the.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I think it depends on the type of the community. Like subreddit has 63,000 members, and we have like 7 active moderators. And the Discord chat has 150, 250 users.
We have
150 to 170.
And you guys have how many moderators?
Like 10.
Yeah, so quite a big difference.
And I mean, we only have like a couple hundred active users really every day.
Right.
Probably,
The Discord is
there's no
very
way to
different
tell.
because it's surprising when you actually need all those
people are there
moderators.
at the time. But
Yeah. Anyway, yep, we
Thank
are
you.
out of time.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank
Hope
you.
The rest of your convention.
So the result of this was that forums are the best application. See you all there.
No.
Have a great weekend. Whatever's left of it.